Welcome back to another episode of Recreation Rendezvous at the junction of nature and play. I am Julie Ramey with the City of Bloomington Parks and Recreation Department here in the podcast studio today with some very special guests from the Bloomington Community Farmers Market. Now, if you've been to the market, you know that there are so many sights and sounds and smells and flavors. So we are so delighted to have in the studio with us today, guests from Mama Duke's Hawaiian Barbecue. Woo-hoo. And we have Amber Racoma and Rob Jackson here from Mama Duke. So we have to start out with, first of all, tell us about why a food truck, and then we have to know Mama Duke's, where did that name came from, and what is Hawaiian barbecue? So start out with what inspired you to create a food truck?
So much inspiration in this came from my mom. She, which is why we named the business Mama Duke's Hawaiian Barbecue.
There is a real live Mama Duke.
Yeah, she is the inspiration behind all this. She's taught me everything about cooking, and I was born and raised in Hawaii on the island of Oahu. She was also born in Hawaii on the island of Molokai. And so in Hawaii, we're very big on cooking together as a family. And I grew up just watching her in the kitchen and helping out, because in Hawaii, children are supposed to be helping in the kitchen and just, helping out a lot with the adults. So I was just really intrigued with her cooking, and because I love to eat a lot of food. And I was like, man, if I want to eat, I have to learn how to cook. So I watched her a lot, and then she was just helping me, learning how to cook as I grew up. And eventually I wanted the recipes. And she was like, well, I'm not just going to give it to you. She's like, you need to earn it. I was like, oh. Okay, fine. So she would only give me one at a time. And that generation, I don't think they really wrote down recipes. So it was all in her head. So a lot of it was, Amber, a little bit of this and a little bit of that. I don't know, figure it out. And I was like, man, this kind of stinks right now. So, but yeah, that's how I started learning how to cook, was through her. And so, getting older, once I mastered one recipe, she would give me another one. And so that's how it started. And then she moved here, and I moved along with her later down the line with my sister. And we noticed there was no Hawaiian barbecue places here. And I really missed the food back home. So I was like, man, we need to figure out something. So my mom and I decided to go into business together and start a Hawaiian barbecue restaurant. So we weren't even sure what we were going to call it or anything.
So are you physically in Bloomington now? Is this where you got the idea? Okay.
Yes. Yeah. So when I first moved here, I moved to Spencer, Indiana. Culture shock. But yes, it was a lot of challenges there. But yeah, we went into the business, and then during the planning of the business, my mom got diagnosed with cancer. And so that was a hard hit, because she got diagnosed in, it was like 2019 of September. And then she passed away shortly right before the pandemic in February.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Yes.
But wow, what a legacy.
Yes. And that was why, so I left my full-time job during that time, and I'm like, I have to do something about this. Like I was just sitting there at work, just staring at my computer screen thinking, man, I need people to know how great my mother was, and how much of a great cook she was. And I always get teary around bringing up how Mama Duke's got started. So there's a lot of heart and soul that goes into this business.
Did you keep her philosophy of you don't share your recipes?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. She was very big on that gatekeeper of her recipes.
What was the first thing that you remember making together?
Shoyu chicken, which is actually one of our top-selling menu items. So shoyu chicken's like a sweet and savory chicken. It's real tender. My customers call it candy chicken. And then we serve it on a bed of white rice with a side of mac salad. So it's kind of like the typical plate lunches in Hawaii, it's usually like 2 scoops of rice and a scoop of mac salad. And so I'm making sure to stay true to that. And along with her recipes, like I'm not changing it up or anything. These are all hers. And that was the first one that I learned how to cook. And actually, that's what I fed him the first time.
And you wooed him. You wooed Rob with your cooking.
I did. Yes. Yeah. He didn't leave me alone after that.
Well, so when you made this jump from Hawaii to Spencer to Bloomington, are there, and you're trying to make food that you made with your mom in Hawaii, what did you have to find? I mean, ingredient wise, because tomatoes and sweet corn and so much products from the fields and farms. So what did you have to really hunt for when you first arrived to try to make dishes from Hawaii?
There are so many ingredients that I did a lot of research. That's what it took. So like Ivy Tech School of Entrepreneurship, they really helped me out because that's where they helped me launch Mama Duke's, and they got me connected with so many people, and they just taught me how to run a business. And so, everything was, you have to figure it out. You got to take risk. And so that's what I did. I did a lot of research and figured out where I could buy these ingredients that were hard to find, that I couldn't find here in Bloomington or even Indianapolis. We have to travel out of state to get some of our ingredients. And I'm learning now more that we have to order in bulk. So because we're selling a lot of food. But yeah, we usually travel out of state to get our, hard to find ingredients.
So when you go back to Hawaii for a visit, what's your I have to eat?
Oh, what do you? First thing that we go to is Zippy's. There's this restaurant called Zippy's, and it's a local like Hawaiian barbecue restaurant. And it's so funny because we'll order so many food, and it's just like trays and trays and trays, and nobody ever blinks an eye in Hawaii because it's kind of common. I mean, to buy lots of food like that. And we're just sitting there with all these trays of food and just stuffing our faces. But yeah, Zippy's is the number one place where we usually hit after we get off the airplane.
For anything special, or it sounds like you try everything on the menu.
Yeah, it's everything. There's like a specific dish that I love. It's called Simon, which is like a noodle in the broth, but it's like a different kind of, I can't explain it. It's not like ramen. It's different than ramen. It's more Chinese, I think. It's a Chinese take, but with the local flavor. And it's so good.
Oh, how intriguing.
Yes.
Well, at the farmers market here in Bloomington, we talk a lot about local flavors and local businesses. So maybe end up isn't the right word, but how did you end up then with a food truck or food at the farmers market?
How did I think because I've been a customer at the farmers market for several years, and I just never thought I could be a vendor here. So I just reached out, and they went through all the motions of becoming a vendor here, and it just happened, and I was so happy. And we love being at the farmers market. It's a really great experience and good opportunity just to market our business. And then we're making so many foodie friends too with the other vendors. They always come to us, and I know I don't know if people can hear our music. I try to turn it down because I'm not trying to I know they have entertainment, but we play Hawaiian reggae island music, which is people love the vibe, and it's just enough to where only our area can hear it, and our neighboring vendor friends, they love it, and they're just like, man, when you're not here, it's just so quiet. They're like, but when you come back, you just bring the entertainment, and I'm usually pulling customers in, and
who wouldn't love it? Hawaiian reggae.
Yeah.
It sounds delightful.
People love it, and it's just a good vibe.
And we find, too, that a lot of people visit the farmer's market to try new things, and new recipes with the produce that's available,
They do, yes.
and new foods. So when someone comes up to your stand, to your truck, and says, what's good here? What do you recommend?
Oh, Spam Musubis. So Spam Musubis is actually our top fastest selling menu item.
Okay, it sounds like spam.
Spam, yeah.
Okay.
Spam, yeah. So it's called Spam Musubi, which is like a slice of fried Spam on top of a block of white rice, and then we wrap it with nori, which is seaweed. So the best way that I explain it to my customers is when they ask, what is a Spam musubi? I say it's basically like a big sushi, but with Spam. Yeah.
Interesting.
It is. And when I first introduced it at the farmer's market, a lot of people were hesitant and kind of gave me a lot of frowny faces like, ooh, I don't know about that. But the more that people started trying it and seeing other customers trying it, now I can't keep it on the menu. Like it sells out so fast. Like, yeah, the last time we were here at the farmer's market, it sold out within an hour. And it was just, it was... Yeah.
So you've developed a local following.
Yes.
For sure. Now, do customers come up and ask for things like ketchup? Or
even sometimes they do, especially when I have the Kalua pig sliders, which is what is always on our menu, because it looks like people are used to like seeing the barbecue sauce in it. But Kalua pig is like a slow cooked seasoned pork. So I always warn them, I'm like, you can put extra soy sauce on it, but I'm warning you, it's pretty seasoned. Like you don't need any other sauce. And some people will go, where's the ketchup or the barbecue sauce with it? I'm like, just try it. So when they taste it, they're like, oh, you're right. There it is. Yeah, it doesn't need anything else.
Well, before we went live, I was talking with Caleb, our audio engineer here in the studio, and we were talking, trying to decide whether Hawaiian barbecue is for lack of a better term, a food genre. So when you say, for example, Cajun food, everybody, you kind of have an idea what that is. Does Hawaiian barbecue fall in that realm, or is it something unique?
Yeah, I would say it's pretty unique because there's two types of Hawaiian food. So you've got your Hawaiian food, which is like the laulau, the lomi lomi salmon, pipikaula, all that stuff, which is really hard to get here in Indiana. So I do more of the Hawaiian barbecue, which is it incorporates all of these different cultures like Japanese, Korean, Chinese, Hawaiian, and it's just mixed with a little of Hawaiian local flavor. So yeah, that's the beauty of it. Like, because Hawaii is such a huge melting pot, and we just took in everybody's culture and then made it our own. So that's what makes it so delicious and yummy. And rice with everything.
So when you go to the market as a shopper, so you get to not have to have an apron on and not have to be working over the stove. You get to go find something to eat at the market. What's your go-to at the Bloomington Community Farmers Market?
Oh, apple rose and is it Thai? Oh, I can't remember their names. I love you guys. Please don't hate me. But they're the Thai food truck, Little Bowl Thai.
Oh.
Yeah, so apple rose and Little Bow Tie, since they're like right next to each other. Yeah, they're my go-to.
So all the food people kind of swap
we do.
Not recipes. We know you're possessive about your recipes, but you swap some food. And
we do. Yes, we do. We do a lot of that, especially because we're set up next to Inkwell and I'm probably gonna butcher this, Piccoli Doci.
Oh, the pastries.
Yes. So we do a lot of swapping of foods. Jax from Apple Rose will come over and hang out with us and share some food. So yeah, we do a lot of food swapping.
So what is uniquely Indiana that you have discovered since your time here? Anything that you kind of went, oh, we don't have this in Hawaii, but you know how to make it good in Indiana?
Biscuits and gravy.
Is that right? That is
yes.
In a million years, I would not have guessed that.
Yes. Well, when I first moved here, and my stepdad, because he's originally, I think he's from Indiana, but he's been here a long time. He cooked it. And I'm like, ew, what is that? Because I'm like, it's going to make it soggy. He's like, just try it. And it was amazing. And now I love biscuits and gravy.
Yeah, I think I can safely say that people around here are pretty feral about their biscuits and gravy.
Oh, very, yeah. Very. They are. They're like, mine is better. I'm like, oh, I love it all. So, yeah, as long as it tastes good, I'll eat it.
Well, we are so glad that you carved some time away from the food truck and to come and talk with us here in the podcast studio today. Man, if you're listening to this podcast and it's lunchtime or dinner time or breakfast time or snack time or 11Z's or whatever you're into, because I am hungry.
Me too.
So Amber Racoma
Yes.
and Rob Jackson from Mama Duke's Hawaiian Barbecue vendors at the Bloomington Community Farmers Market, which takes place every Saturday here in Bloomington, Indiana, April through November. So it's a pretty long season, and it's delightful to see the changes in what's available at the market and the trucks that are there. Every once in a while, the ones that we really look forward to seeing, and the lines for the delicious food that you've brought to Bloomington. Yay. So thank you so much for being on the podcast with us today.
Oh, thank you so much for having us. It's been a really amazing journey, and I'm so thankful for the farmers market. Truly, it's been amazing.
Well, now you know what to try at the Bloomington Community Farmers Market. And I'm going to guess, Amber, that if someone doesn't remember the name, that they can move their hands around in the air and describe it to you, that you can set them up with something delicious.
Definitely. Yep. Just let me know.
On behalf of the City of Bloomington Parks and Recreation Department, I am Julie Ramey, the Community Relations Manager for the department, here in the podcast studio with Recreation Rendezvous at the junction of nature and play. You can find Recreation Rendezvous wherever you find your favorite podcast. A big shout out today to our audio engineer and podcast wizard, Caleb Poor, who makes this podcast sound amazing. So until next time, tune in to Recreation Rendezvous. Get out to the farmers market, get out and visit your parks, enjoy everything that we have to offer here in Bloomington. Till next time, we'll see you again on Recreation Rendezvous.